they? No. Damn. I hate to see that get away from you. I have follow-up questions, but I'm going to do them in a minute. Hi. I'm so excited for this show. This lineup that Curry's put together is amazing. I did the show a few weeks ago, and it was the first one I ever invited my parents to, and this guy got up and told a whole bunch of transphobic jokes. And the punchline was that Caitlyn Jenner used to have a different name, which, like, that level of wit. Like, if you wanted to destroy Snoop Dogg, you wouldn't go, Calvin. But that was, like, the extent of his material, and it was so lazy. Because what's funny about Caitlyn Jenner is not that she's a trans woman, it's that she's a trans Republican. What the fuck is a trans Republican? It sounds like a whites-only railroad. How'd you get from Salt Lake to Westport this year? Oh yeah, we took the trans Republican. So you know that thing where you're freaking out about money? Yes? Yeah. So you put your apartment on Airbnb? Wow. And then you forget about it, and then somebody books it? No? Okay, first off, it is way too easy to put your apartment on Airbnb. They don't even make sure that you live there. They're just like, these pictures look great, we'll send someone right over. So I've been doing that kind of cleaning that really makes me question my self-worth. You know, this kind of cleaning, you're like, why am I giving this gift to a stranger that I would never give to myself? I mean, I came out of a bad marriage a couple years ago, so I've been in what you might call a hoeing season. And so I've been getting by with what I call, like, the harlot's clean. You know that clean? You just clear off everything at, like, waist height. And it only has to look good. You guys are very familiar with this clean. It only has to look good for a couple hours in low lighting, maybe an hour in the morning if they're worth it, right? So I brought this on myself. I'm so glad you guys laughed, because usually it's like silent, and I'm like, great, so your apartments are just clean all the time? That's super, because I need a place to crash. So January's been a big month for Native Americans, and I don't just mean being screamed at by racist children on the mall. I mean, we had the first 2 Native American women in Congress inaugurated. Yes. Deb Haaland and Sharice Davids. I got to go to a reception for them because my family's Cherokee and Choctaw, so we're on all the mailing lists. And it was super cool. Mark Ruffalo was there. I don't know why. He was just there. And then Elizabeth Warren walked in, and the room got real weird. Because I'm really excited for Sharice Davids and Deb Haaland just to see what they're going to do, but also because we don't have to talk about Elizabeth Warren like she's meaningful Native representation. She's just not. She played all the cards wrong when she did the DNA test, right? Because Native culture is not about DNA. It's about family. It's about kinship. In my family, it's about marrying 8 shit white men. Like, we have these norms. Like, to be Cherokee, you have to be descended from people on a specific list. It's called the Dawes Rolls. And if you can trace your ancestry back to people on this list, you can be part of the Cherokee Nation. I get 2 reactions to that list. One is from my Mayflower friends, who were like, oh my god, you know exactly who your people are and where you came from? That's incredible. The other is from my Jewish friends, who were like, and so does the government. Do you have to stay on that list? The answer is yes. I'm really happy that we have a Native American Heritage Month. I just wish it wasn't in November to line up with Thanksgiving. It feels like your mom asking you to move your birthday party to coincide when your stepdad Rick moved in. Yeah. Like, I thought this was about me. Why are we talking to, like, the worst thing to ever happen to us? It'd be like moving Black History Month to, any month, but also specifically to January to coincide with R. Kelly's birthday. Like, why would you do that? That's all I'm saying. February's gonna be a big month for me. I'm gonna celebrate 12 years of sobriety. Yeah, sobriety's funny. Now it's getting to, like, middle school age. I'm afraid it's gonna be bullied by other people's recovery. Because when you first get sober, everybody's so excited. It's like having a baby. They're like, oh my god, you have 90 days? 6 months? You have a year? That's so precious. Send me all of your updates. And then it gets to be like 2, 3, and 4, and people are like, really? You're bringing that to the party? Still? So now it's in middle school. I can just sort of send it off with its lunch money. But there are people who will get in your face and be like, I spilled more than you drank. And I'm like, well, you should clean that up. That sounds disgusting. So I'm out here dating. I may be the only left-handed bisexual on the show. Any other bisexuals, left-handed or otherwise, in the house? I did think. I will not think so again. I rushed right into that one. Oh my god. bisexual. Like even in the queer community, I feel like there's some confusion, you know, because like gay and lesbian and trans people are out here being like, we were born this way and we love who we love. And bisexual people are like, can we get a little more time with the menu? Because it's not that I'm confused. It's not that I can't make up my mind. It's that I refuse to make up my mind. Right? Tessa Thompson is out there. Chris Hemsworth is out there. Now they're making a movie together. Can we all go see it? That we do. And listen, I know that Tessa Thompson may or may not be, but definitely is involved with Janelle Monáe. And Chris Hemsworth is married. And I don't want to fuck with that. I don't wish harm on anybody's marriage except my own. But tragedy happens. And I want to be bisexual when it does. I once had a guy come up to me after a set and be like, well, as a bisexual, you must be really into cuckolding.
What?
Yeah. I was like, the thing where I have to secure the affections of a man. Then find an additional man. Secure his affections. Sleep with that guy in front of that guy. For that guy's like, it sounds like twice the work of a queer relationship with none of the benefits because both the men are still there. Why would I do that? You ever have a breakup so bad it ruins a breed of dog? Every time you see a pug, you just want to punt it into the sun. You ever have a breakup so bad it ruins a time of day?
Yeah.
Every day at 3:38. What time is it? What time is it ruined?
4:20.
4:20. That's horrible. Yeah, when you can't do the hobbies you used to do together anymore. Every day at 3:38, I just relive the whole fucking thing, and I'm just like, fucking get it. Clap if you've fallen in love with a straight girl, ever. Yeah, it's a heartbreaker, isn't it? It's alright for the men in the house. It turns out that's what they're into. But like when I do it, I got a whole lot of, I'm so sorry I like men. Listen, I'm sorry I like men too. We all are. I don't make my whole life about it, you know? There's more out there. I also always feel like I need to start every conversation with a lesbian by apologizing. Because they don't want to date us. They think that we're flighty, that we're promiscuous, that we'll leave them for men. It's like, ladies, we're bisexual. We'll leave you for anybody. That's the whole problem. We're like the Eric Trump of the LGBT community. We just bring the brand down. We don't mean to. It's just tricky. I don't know why it's tricky. That horrible stereotype, you know, what does a lesbian bring on a second date? It's not true. It's a jade plant, so you have to share custody of something. I have 3 of them, and visitation is a bitch. And that just leaves up with men, which men, if anything, are too into bisexuality, because men hear bisexual and they think, yeah, that dream just needs to die a fiery death, doesn't it? Yeah. It's so frustrating. I once planned a wedding with a dude, and he would not show up for the level of planning on the most important day of his life. What makes us hit them think that they're going to show up for the level of planning and organization a good threesome requires? If you don't love me at my mise en place, you don't deserve me at my menage a trois. That is what I mean. Because we've all been to straight men's apartments. We're lucky if we find a top sheet. We're lucky if we find a towel. Well, a second towel. A towel that doesn't crunch when you dry off the Get your shit in order. Part of the problem is me though. Like if I'm gonna have a threesome, I actually want there to be another person there, just keeping an eye on everything. Just making sure we're staying hydrated, maybe offering some narrative suggestions. I don't know. But the trouble is you go very quickly, from a chaperone to a director. At which point you are not having a threesome, you're just making porn. And that's not what I signed up for. Let me ask you guys a question. So I was out of the dating game for a minute, and now I'm back, and there's a lot of swiping, a lot of butt stuff. And I have to say, are we choking people on a first date?
Yeah.
On a first date, though?
Yeah.
A first date.
Yeah.
If you can't rattle... Alright, we need to pair the people up that are like, absolutely. Because for everyone else, for me, it's like, if you can't rattle off my street address, why are you cutting off my air supply? If you don't have a middle name for me, what are you going to tell the paramedics? My name is Brandon